Welcome, Transformer fans. My name is Composite Enerjoe, and today I'll be bringing you my reviews of the Transformers, Titan's Return, Titanmasters, Repugnus, and Shuffler. And here they are in their beast modes, because these two particular Titanmasters come with have beast modes. Now, Titanmasters, which I think I've reviewed a couple of them before. When you get the Titanmasters that are sold by themselves and don't come with a bigger transformer, they come with little armors, which are these things that, as you can see, the Titanmasters can sort of integrate themselves into. They can combine into their armors to sort of have different alt modes. In this case, we have the beast modes with Repugnus being some kind of like robot bug. Like bug monster thing, and Shuffler clearly being a robot elephant. And they look pretty good. They're not bad. Got nice little Autobot stamps there. Not bad. Nice amounts of details. Repugnus actually looks pretty cool. I really like this beast mode of his. In terms of articulation, Repugnus has you can kind of go up and down on his head, but that's more due to transformation. And each arm can move individually up and down, and the legs are one piece. They can just do this. They can swing around, but that's about it. And Shuffler has even less articulation, where his only real articulation is the hinge on his trunk and the side to side that his head can move. The legs can move, but they can only move forward in this motion, and they're also just one piece, and that's mainly due to transformation. They can't go further back than that. And that's about it with their beast modes. So now I'm going to show you their other modes, starting with their weapon modes, because each of these Titanmasters with their armors, they have two alt modes. In the case of these guys, it's a beast mode and then a vehicle mode. However, with the vehicle mode, I'd have to take out the Titanmasters and have them sort of peg them in another place to have them sort of riding that vehicle mode. However, their beast modes, in the beast modes, they're integrated, and in their weapon modes, they're also still integrated. So it's so in a way, it's easier to get them to their weapon modes from their integrated beast modes. So yeah, first let me do Repugnus, who's the quickest one of the two. Simply all I gotta do is just fold this down, fold up, out, get your nail in there, and then fold out the handle, and then continue going until it pegs into here. Then you fold down the feet, and then you fold out these blades. And then with these arms, I like to put them down like so. You don't have to do it this way, but I think it looks a little better that way. So then here we have Repugnus in his, I guess, Fork of Doom mode. Like, I don't know. It's supposed to be a blade. It's like a sort of weird two-pronged sword, but it looks like a fork to me. So that's a Repugnus. Now for Shuffler, his is actually a bit more impressive. You fold this up, then rotate the head, fold down these legs, and then down the handle. There you go. So, well, my bad. I think he was actually easier. He was actually less steps than I thought. So here we have him in a weapon that's supposed to be a missile launcher with all these little missiles in it, and also double twin cannons in here. And I guess the trunk, the actual trunk, is supposed to serve as like a I guess hand guard, like a little shield to protect the hand. And yeah, so here they are in their weapon mode, and I really like Shuffler's weapon mode. Not feeling this fork of Repugnus. I'm just gonna say it right now. In terms of I only like Repugnus in one of his modes, and that's his beast mode. I like Shuffler in his other two modes. So yeah, and to sort of do a size comparison, here we bring in Ratchet. Here they are. See, they're not that small. They're not that small. They're not that big. They're pretty decently sized for like what they are. Now, Ratchet is not going to show off these, not going to try them out. Instead, I'm going to bring in Cogman, the deluxe Cogman from the Last Night toy line. And the reason why I use Cogman specifically, I will get to when I start talking about the actual Headmasters themselves and their head modes. So yeah, just gonna plug these guys in. Plug it there. We have his one weapon, and then the sword, and there we go. And like I said, I like Shuffler's weapon mode a lot more, and he's now become a lot more top heavy. So there we go. And they're okay. They look pretty good. Again, I like Shuffler's more than this sword. However, I guess a bit of advice here. If you have if you get a figure that has like a peg on his arm and you plug it in like that, have it be like a shoulder, like an arm blade, then it actually looks pretty good. So if you find one that has one, I think he'd look a lot better as like a forearm blade instead of just one that you hold like this, because this just looks rather weird. It looks rather awkward like that. So yeah. So now the next thing would be. So let me put Cogman off to the side really quick. He'll come back later. So now what I would normally do is that I would now sort of go into their vehicle modes. However, because that requires me to remove their headmasters, I might as well just do that now. So let me just take this out. Take out a Shuffler. Leave him there. I'll transform him later. And then I'll just fold that down, pop up. Then you can pull out Repugnus's head mode. So then these two I'm going to put off to the side and going to show off their heads. So here we have Shuffler and Repugnus, and they're pretty good heads. They're very well designed, and they have the same basic shape as all of the other Titanmasters. Yeah, the head sculpts are very impressive. I personally like Shuffler a little bit more because I'm a fan of this type of mouth where they have the faceplate thing. I've always been a big fan of that, like on Optimus or Soundwave. So I sort of gravitate towards it, so I like them. Although, they're both Autobots. They're both classified as Autobots, but honestly, they look more like Decepticons. Especially Repugnus. And I even think that Repugnus originally was a Decepticon, and then for some reason they changed him into an Autobot this time around. I don't know why, and I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Repugnus used to be a Decepticon. So yeah. And now let me show them in their Titanmaster mode, in their robot modes. And yeah, apparently Shuffler, I never noticed this, looks like he has an elephant for an elephant trunk on his head, on his tiny robot mode head. And yeah, they're pretty detailed for how tiny they are, and like always they have, you know, hinge, and then tiny ball joints on each of their arms as well as their heads. And that's about it. So let me turn them back into their head modes. And this is why I brought over, and this is why I decided to use Cogman, is that Cogman here is compatible with these things, because the tiny Cogman, this one, the Headmaster Cogman, uses the same mold and mechanics as sort of system as these things. You can see they're basically identical. They use the same sort of how do I put it? It's basically the same. It's the same concept. Like this is based off of these. So I'm gonna put Cogman off to the side and transform them really quick. So let me show them off. Let's go with I guess Repugnus first. Just plug them in. And as you can see, it works. And push it all the way. And there is the Cogman body with the Repugnus head. Take it off and put in Shuffler. Oops. Put in Shuffler. There we go. And it looks jarring, I will admit, but I wanted to show that Cogman is compatible, and it works fine. Is compatible with the regular Titanmasters, and that's it for Cogman. I just wanted him to show that off, that he can do it, since his head sculpt, since his headmaster sculpt is based on these. That's what it was based on. Okay, so let's say bye for a Cogman, and let's get on with the vehicle modes. So get these guys into their robot modes. And this one too. And they're ready to go. Let me do his first because it's honestly pretty disappointing. All you have to do, at least from what I gather, is just fold this up like so. Fold this forward. And then in those tiny pegs down here, you plug in Repugnus. And there we have the jet mode. And he's got little thrusters back here to push him forward. I don't know, I think for this one I like having the claws forward. I don't know, I just wanted to have something a little different here, but yeah, this is kind of lame. It's just his beast mode just sort of laid out on his back. So it looks lame. They honestly, I think they gave up with this one. Shuffler, on the other hand, they did a pretty good job. For this, you just fold forward. Fold forward. It's actually from the weapon mode, it's even easier. Forward, forward. And there. This is his tank mode. And then you just plug in Shuffler back here. Huh, just realized something. They molded toes. Never noticed that before. That's impressive. So plug them in like so. And then we have the tank mode, which actually looks like a tank. Not like this thing's jet. Where the only thing that makes it look like a jet are these thrusters back here. And these, you know, vaguely in these wings. So here are their vehicle modes: a tank and a questionable jet. And yeah, not bad. Even Shuffler's head can move as like it would be like a tank turret. So not bad. So that has been that's been Shuffler and Repugnus. The only other thing I have to really say is that between the two of them, I say Shuffler is the better choice. Mainly because I think that one account, 2 out of his 3 modes I think are better, are how do I put it? Are better executed than Repugnus. Where Repugnus has at least the beast mode, which looks very impressive. Shuffler here has a better, tank mode has a better has a better, I guess, rideable vehicle mode. And a better weapon mode, in my opinion, than Repugnus here. Where I feel that the best mode he has is the beast mode, to the point where it's basically all 3 modes. That's all it is. It has the one mode and you just slightly mistransform it. So yeah, that's it. That has been my review of the Transformers, Titan's Return, Titanmasters, Shuffler, and Repugnus. This is Composite Enerjoe signing off. Peace out.